Most recently, the British countryside has re-emerged in imaginations worldwide through the hit TV series Downton Abbey. I'm sure many of you recognize this opening. It begins every episode about the house of the Earl of Grantham. I had a chance to sit down with the modern-day residents of Downton Abbey, known in reality as Highclere Castle, and learn that it has a fascinating history and that it holds a few unexpected surprises. All right, Lord and Lady Carnarvon, well, thank you so much for having us in your home, which is something in terms of heritage that a lot of travelers are interested in. Talk a little bit about the history of the castle here.
Well, actually, this incredibly beautiful site in North Hampshire has been populated by people back to the Roman times, so it's always been a prized area. And there was a medieval bishop's palace, the famous Bishop of Winchester here. But then this amazing building, Highclere Castle, as now, belongs to the early Victorian period, the early part of Queen Victoria's reign. And it was really built in the 1840s. By my ancestor, the third Earl, who loved his trips to Italy and northern Italy and Tuscany and towns like Lucca and the wonderful domes and spires. So he wanted Charles Barry, the famous architect, also of the Houses of Parliament, yes, to create an Italian Gothic, incredible style, brand new type of building in this amazing house.
And it's funny you say brand new because the historical nature, you walk in, you don't think brand new, you think, wow.
Well, it was high tech at the time.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Now, a lot of people around the world are going to be familiar with this home or house, which is a stretch, right, based on Downton Abbey, which is now in 100 countries around the world. You get some interesting calls from folks and some emails from folks in the States when it comes to visiting your house. What do they tell you?
Well, they're so enthusiastic, and you can sort of, it kind of bubbles out down the email saying, we can't wait to come and visit your home and things like that, and thank you for sharing it. It's so charming, and we've been pre-selling tickets, so if people are coming from a long way, they know they can come and get in on a certain day. So I hope they will all enjoy it. We have sort of a good guided tour route around the castle, and they see some of the bedrooms, and then the Egyptology exhibition in the cellars is open too. Yeah, so talk about Egypt and the family history when it comes to Egypt and some discoveries that some people might have heard of.
Well, my great-grandfather was
It turns out that George Herbert's great-grandfather, the 5th Earl of Carnarvon, was a thrill-seeker and adventurer. You might not guess it from these surroundings, but he spent his entire younger years driving and crashing early model cars. To spare his beat-up body from the harsh British winters, he decided to spend them in warmer climates like Egypt. But instead of relaxing, reading, and sipping cocktails, the 5th Earl took his fascination with antiquity and made himself an amateur archaeologist. Over time, he became well known for his excavations, and along with Howard Carter, he became famous for discovering King Tut's tomb. Some of the Egyptian artifacts he discovered are now at the Met in New York. Others were hidden away in the walls and cupboards of Highclere Castle, where they went mostly unnoticed for almost 62 years.
So when people come here, they've got the gardens to see,
right,
which are rather wonderful, and you can spend as long as you want in them, and there's tea rooms and gift shop, and then the castle itself takes about an hour and a quarter to go around, and it's about the same for Egyptology. Some people who are fascinated by Egypt sort of spend hours down there.
I'll bet.
But I hope it's interesting with little snippets of information and things for children to do as well.
We have recreated part of the amazing discovery of Tutankhamun. We had 70 replicas specially made and the wall paintings of the tomb recreated. So if you're off to Egypt, you can get a real good flavour of the whole thing at Highclere first. And just imagine what it was like for great-grandfather and Howard Carter to first peer into that gloom of Tutankhamun's tomb.
Well,
3,000-year-old object.
It's absolutely amazing. So if you want a look into heritage and culture here in Great Britain, this is a great starting point, but you also have the ability to explore some Egyptian culture at the same time, which I think people are going to be amazed with. So thank you, Lord and Lady, for welcoming us into your castle. And for those of you out there who are planning a trip to Great Britain, a great look into history and culture and a living castle. This is their actual home. I'm Mark Murphy.
Welcoming you this summer.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you again.